And well, let's hope this connected early enough. But yeah, it's the 14th of October, and I'm going to do something a little bit different today. As much as I need to get these tasks down here done in the next few days, I won't be tonight. I'm gonna carry on what I was thinking of doing yesterday and play some of this Global Defense School, the game which you can get at this URL here. The game that me, Pete Smith, and Barry Topping worked on over the Game Boy Game Jam last weekend. Yeah, it was meant to be like a week long, maybe a 10-day jam, but we didn't really have time to do that. I think the start of the jam I did a rough concept, just in Photoshop, and then as the week went by, I kind of thought about the design, and then on the weekend we did all of the work. Barry obviously worked on music throughout because I sent him the concept, and he kind of worked to that based on some of the stuff from one of my previous jams, which included this little guy down here. So yeah, basically, I'm just gonna play it a little bit and maybe talk through some of what we were working on. Whether or not we come back to it and continue working on it, I'm not sure. I'm going to be speaking to Pete tomorrow about that. We might not. That's how jams are, right? Pretty happy with how it turned out, but yeah, I'll give it a go. Okay, so let me just see if I can find the original mock-up. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it's the idea was basically to mix something like Space Invaders with Bomberman, so and probably use the visual style of something like a Zelda or Pokemon, I guess. The actual first thing that came into my head when I started drawing was James Bond on the Game Boy. There's a pretty funny video by Mecha Gamezilla, which is probably worth looking up. Yeah, that's how I actually even found out about the game. But yeah, basically, that was the kind of visual inspiration for it, I think. And a few other things that were just to save time. The guys are kind of slime, or well, I went with slime, but originally I had the idea that you'd start off with this little ball creature that would then eat a civilian, and then that larger creature could eat the other creatures, and then it would turn into the big monster thing. So you'd have like this little slime thing that would latch onto a civilian, which I hadn't drawn here, but then that would turn into this thing, and then if one of these ate another one of those, it would turn into this thing, like a crazy version, I guess. That was kind of a slime that turned into like a ghost, and then the ghost turned into a monster, I guess. And yeah, basically that was kind of what I was going to go with. It was going to be a bit like the format of Space Invaders with Bomberman in there because of the alleys, and I was thinking of adding bombs in, but wasn't really sure how they were going to work. That was actually a suggestion by Pete, like making it so that you just throw them into the grid and it would explode behind the houses, so you'd be able to get targets without shooting them. And one of the main things was we wanted to make a score system, or at least a fail condition, like basically a negative if you were inaccurate with your shots, which kind of is something I seem to put in all my games these days. Accuracy seems to be a thing I can't let go of. Yeah, so that was what I went to work with. That was the color scheme we were going to go with. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to actually get the color scheme in, but yeah, that was basically it. And to be honest, it ended up pretty similar. Let me see if I can open up. Can I do side by side? Yes, sort of. Why is that GIF gone all funny? How do I zoom? That didn't work. No. Ah, there we go. Right, so if I get the... So can I zoom? I can't zoom. I can actually zoom GIFs in Windows, but you can kind of see it ended up looking very similar. Like obviously that that character was basically where I started, and these characters are very similar to drop the sandbag idea in favour of a wall. No real reason other than that was what I felt like drawing on the day. And the buildings changed because these were too deep. Basically, I needed space to fit more in. To be honest, I don't like the layout I ended up with. I would have preferred something more like this, something with 3 alleyways at the front and then maybe 1 or 2 at the back. It's just what I ended up doing, and we were meant to have multiple levels and we just ran out of time. Yeah, I haven't actually checked to see if the sound's going a bit weird or not. I should. Okay, that's alright. Yeah, so that's basically how the game turned out from this, and it's very, very similar. Ground's a bit repetitive. I should have put these cracks in, but I think when the jam started, I tried doing this and it went a bit wrong. I did do a time lapse, which is available on Twitch and YouTube, showing the progression of work. And I did try doing this, and I ended up doing a cobblestone texture as well, which I was going to use for the base of the where the soldiers are along the bottom, but I ended up just ditching it at some point. Yeah, I'll play the game, I guess. I'm just gonna check that it's not too loud. One thing that's kind of interesting was I just kind of decided it would be kind of cool if we put some voice in. I sort of filtered my own. So I'm gonna play it now.
Failure, 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 failure.
Why didn't that work? Oh, I see. It probably did. It was just probably running through the wrong speakers. Yeah, it did. Then repeat off. So yeah, what was funny was that was my voice. I was trying to do something that would kind of fit with the time. Like, oops. I was kind of channeling my inner. I don't know. Can't think what was in my mind at the time. Maybe. Well, probably Metal Slug, to be honest. We didn't use that one, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah. So there's a bunch of different sounds and stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's just run the game. Don't think I can full screen this, which is a shame. Oh, close all these. Oops. Yeah, so we got like a little loop for the main menu. The credits were just before. What I would have liked to have had done is, rather than have this menu music loop, is kind of flip back to the credits at the end of the track. Like, you know, almost like the old Game Boy resets, you know? Something like that I would have liked. If I'm going to suggest anything that we do in future is to have an option screen rather than just everything on here, and try and take everything off the mouse. Even though I'm going to, as a bad example, play the game with the mouse now, just because I found it easier. But that's not the true spirit of the Game Boy. Okay. So as you can see, these guys are getting into the little houses. Oops. You're not meant to shoot them. So the idea is to kill these smaller ones before they eat any of the other civilians. But you don't want to let kill them because you'll lose score. Bombs take off more health. So it's quite hard to concentrate. Oh shit. No! Yeah, so there are a few like sort of little control niggles that I would have liked to have fixed, like currently it's quite hard to talk while playing the game, I guess. To kind of drop a bomb in front of you. Right, so I'll try and talk through that better this time. So the idea is that the civilians spawn and they've got to get into the houses before they get eaten. Sometimes there's not a lot you can do about it, like what just happened then. I should have been focusing on him. And my mouse was clicking off the screen then. Let's just die again. So yeah, basically the score. You get points for killing enemies. You lose points for shooting your civilians. You get points for the civilians getting away. And that's pretty much it when it comes to score. Oh, except one of the big ones. You lose a couple of points, not many, for damaging buildings. So get basically collateral damage. So you can get away with a few shots, but you just lose some score. And yeah, it's basically a high score game. Currently, you only have 3 lives, which are indicated by your soldiers at the bottom of the screen. Oh dear. No! Yeah, now I'm screwed. Oh, no. Come back. The comeback is real. No. Yeah, so basically, we didn't get a scoreboard in time, so... Oh, God. Wow. Oh no, I'm gonna kill so many of my dudes. It's getting very difficult. Yeah, there are some balance issues, definitely. But, yeah, there's definitely some issues with the scrolling. Like, the characters move very, very smoothly. I would like them to move in this kind of, like, you know, very deliberate pixel manner, like, sort of on-off, you know, what's the word? Basically just staying on the pixel grid. Yeah, and there's no way of getting a second life at the moment. Well, you know, additional life, should I say? So something like that would have been cool to add. Some way of getting like a machine gun or something. You know, some way of firing, like increasing your fire rate over, you know, temporarily over a short amount of time. Oh no! No. But yeah, something like save a couple of guys and then you get like an airdrop or something and it lands in the, you know, the bottom of the grid. That could even make the player have to move and maybe, you know, lose a good shot or put themselves in danger to get a decent pickup. Like, that was really unfair because, well, that was a bug. Basically, the slime was able to grow by eating one of the civilians, and I killed it afterwards, which, yeah, shouldn't really be possible, but... The death animation's quite funny. That's some... Oh, bit of a strange bug there. One of the things I would have liked to have done is improve the walk animation of the civilians. Sorry, it's hard to talk and concentrate in this game. Like, because right now they're just a 2-frame animation. It doesn't look very convincing. So I'd like to improve that if you know, if we come back to it. We wanted the civilians to kind of lag behind when you were walking, so they would... Sorry, not civilians, the other soldiers. So they would kind of be walking behind, rather than just being attached to you. I think that would look kind of cool. And it would just be that it looked cool. It wouldn't be like, you know, any design benefit or anything. Oops, what the hell? Yeah. I guess another thing is we'd have a full screen mode. That would be useful. because I keep clicking that. I could just use the arrows actually. Yeah, I can do that. Although it's going to be quite annoying. Well, probably only as annoying as clicks, I guess. Although I do have a mechanical keyboard, it's rather loud. Yeah, the level is not really what would be a first level, I don't think. Having one avenue to shoot down doesn't really... It's kind of a bit hardcore. Although it does mean that everything's always funneled in one place. So I guess the problem is you don't get a very good chance to shoot things up front, so it would probably be better if there was a long like alleyway down the middle that went straight to the back, and then there was maybe like one on each side as well. So you'd have like a channel where you could shoot people as they were passing across from, well, basically from, say they were going down this side and they were going to come out this side, you had a chance to shoot them before they turned off. I think that would have been kind of cool. Yeah. I just realised I was playing this with the mouse, but all I'm doing is actually just using the inputs of the mouse. I'm not actually moving or anything. Another thing that's kind of interesting about this is it would actually work quite well on the phone. Like, all you'd need is the... Like, while you were... Well, I'm not a big fan of on-screen buttons, but if it was a constant shoot, so you were... Every time you had your finger on the screen, like if you released, maybe it would shoot on the opposite and not shoot. And you have, like, a bomb button, so you could, like, kind of swipe along the bottom of the screen. In fact, I played a game like it, actually. Velocispider. Good game, actually. Yeah, something like Velocispider would work quite well on mobile. And the explosions could do with being maybe a little bit more like Bomberman explosions, actually, if they had like some kind of direction on them. But yeah, I'm quite fond of this game. I wish we pushed more. It's kind of my fault. I was a little bit scared I wasn't going to get everything done in time, and it did come together really late. Like about an hour before we were done. Like before that, it didn't really feel like a game at all. But yeah, I did kind of wish I pushed more for like maybe drop some of the polish in favor of having extra levels, because the only criticism it's really been getting so far is they say, oh, it's boring, there aren't enough, there needs to be more levels, like score attack isn't fun. And that's partially because we don't have a scoreboard, but also because people do like new content. Like, all the time. And yeah, you lose a lot of score for shooting civilians, because if you ignore civilians and just shoot them all, it makes it quite easy. So yeah, there's a bit of a penalty there. Yeah. There's a couple of things I would have liked to have done, like particles and stuff, like having like, you know, bits of the creatures like fly. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Like bits of the creatures like fly off. In fact, one thing I didn't think of, which I should have done, is if the smaller creatures get to you, then they should eat one of your characters and turn into a larger creature. Like, so you could technically lose two if they get to you, but they're slower. So risk reward and all that. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. Yes, I'm on minus points already. Oops. And yeah, I mean, I should probably have increased the movement. Sorry, not movement speed. The shooting speed a little bit. It's a bit strict right now. Like I want to shoot like crazy. And I mean, that's where like maybe an SMG or, you know, just a machine gun, like airdrop or something would be cool. Like if it just dropped down here, like where one of those gravestones are, that would have been pretty damn cool. It's pretty satisfying when you kill a few of them. But yeah, this is it. You can play it at where's the URL? I should really have it. In fact, I can put it. Where was that? Yeah, so you can play it here. I can stick it in the chat actually, so it's there as in the log. But yeah, basically that's where you can play it, and you can vote on it too. I don't know. I don't actually know what rating it has. 12 people have voted on it, which is cool. Yeah, great graphics and sound. That's nice. Bomb could be more effective. Maybe I'm not the one who could use it very well. I would probably say, yeah, he's probably right. It could be more effective. I think the radius on it needed to be a bit higher. Graphics and sound were nice. Really like bomb throw mechanics. This guy likes the bomb. He likes the bomb, but I guess it didn't use it very well. Game got boring fast. A little more variety would help. Yeah. So basically, if we had levels, it'd be fine. Think of having like an overhead, like kind of like a subway style map, and it would have like station, like not stations, but you know what I mean. The way stations are listed on a subway map, and just have it so you go to these different locations, or just have an easy, medium, and hard, and have perfectly balanced levels. Yeah, that would have been cool. I can't believe minimizing everything just killed my stream for a little bit. Weird. Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to show the game a little bit. Where was the... Yeah, I just wanted to show the game. I'll be back to doing Jappy Nimble stuff tomorrow. I've got to close the Twitch a second, because it slows everything down. But yeah, I'll be back to working on Jappy Nimble tomorrow. And I'll be working on achievements and some of the not so exciting stuff, but it needs to be done. I really would like to get the platform bases in. That'll be quite an interesting thing, because it'll be me kind of adding some new functionality to the game, and therefore some new art. And yeah, like I'm actually reworking the logo for this game at the moment. I wonder if I've got it in here. No, doesn't look like it. But yeah, like along with the cover art that I'm getting done for the game, I'm getting a logo done, and that's sort of what I'm going. I mentioned yesterday I'm going back and forth on something, and it's the logo at the moment. I quite like this logo. I think it fits the game. I think it looks memorable. It is just text, but I think it's the right mix of text. I think there's a few things I could get rid of, like maybe some of this floral stuff, and maybe hook some things around instead. Like get rid of these weird notches and stuff that you know just kind of archive from the font, and just basically clean it up a bit and make it so they kind of work on a bolder space. You know, get rid of some of the fine detail. Like I can't even remember why I even did that weird ink blot as the dot. It should just be basically like a diamond, like here. Like this shouldn't be one of these. Like I don't know what you call them. Well, it shouldn't just be an angle. It should probably be a diamond like everything else. So try and keep some kind of consistency across the text. So yeah, I'm going to rework the font a bit. In fact, some of it's not very clean. Like here, I can see there's a gap in that vector. So I can clean some of this up. And then I'm going to send it to the art guy and do a little back and forth and see how things turn out. So I'll be doing that. I'll probably be doing that offline, because it does kind of involve someone else's work, and I don't want to be... Yeah, I'll be doing that offline probably. But all of the work on the game itself, I will be doing tomorrow. I've got a few things I need to do first. Like it was the reason I did the stream today. Like go over some of the I guess, potential plans and do a bit of a post-mortem on, which I sort of, in effect, kind of just did, but on the Game Boy Jam game. Yeah, I think I don't want to put a date on Jappy Nimble, but it's looking like end of the month at the moment. We'll see. I want it to be, but there's still like some bugs, and it depends how much I get done on the weekend, because as soon as the week starts, I can't get that much done. So it's gonna be a tough month as well. There's a lot of work to do on in my actual jobs. Yeah, that's gonna take priority for a bit. Anyway, yeah. I've just been kind of rambling today. I'm still tired as ever. But yeah, I'll be uploading. In fact, I don't think I put yesterday's stream up yet, the archive, so I'll be doing both of them in one go. Well, I'm assuming this one's going to have a big gap in it because of whatever happened earlier. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that Game Jam game. Hope you play it if you watch this or are going to watch this, and even if you can't vote because it's in the future, go back and play it. The link it will be in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah. I think that's all for now. Until tomorrow, I guess. Have a good one.